Penguins are some of the most beloved animals on Earth. They're fluffy, funny, and often the stars of nature documentaries, cartoons, and endless memes. But one thing that always stands out is their waddle. That side-to-side shuffle has made penguins look both adorable and, well, a little awkward. But here's the big question. Is penguin waddling just a clumsy accident of anatomy, or is it actually a clever adaptation that helps them survive in the wild? Let's dive in, pun intended, into the funny facts and surprising science of penguin waddling. First, picture a penguin taking a stroll across the ice. It looks almost like a tiny business person in a tuxedo, late for a very important meeting. But why do they move this way instead of walking smoothly, like many other birds? The answer starts with their body shape. Penguins are built for swimming, not walking. Their legs are short, stubby, and set way back on their bodies. This design makes them sleek underwater torpedoes, capable of darting around at speeds up to 15 miles per hour. On land, though, the trade-off is clear. Walking becomes a bit of a challenge. Their backward leg placement forces them to tilt upright, and that's where the wobbling waddle begins. Now, while the waddle may look inefficient, scientists have discovered it's actually a brilliant way to save energy. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack and trying to march straight forward. You'd tire quickly. Penguins avoid that problem by rocking side to side. That rocking motion works like a pendulum, recycling energy with each step. In fact, researchers found that penguins use about the same amount of energy walking as a human of the same size would, despite looking way more ridiculous doing it. It turns out their awkward shuffle is more of a life hack than a flaw. And speaking of awkward, waddling also comes with some hilarious consequences. Penguins can trip, slip, or belly flop onto the ice, but even that's an adaptation. When walking gets too tough, they switch to tobogganing, basically sliding on their bellies across the snow, pushing forward with their flippers and feet. It's not just adorable to watch, it's faster and more efficient than walking. So when penguins face snowy hills or long icy stretches, they literally belly slide their way to success. Waddling also plays a role in penguin social life. Ever notice how groups of penguins march in big colonies, all wobbling together? It's like a perfectly synchronized dance floor. Some scientists suggest this group waddling reduces the risk of slipping because the penguins follow each other's paths in the snow. And let's be honest, seeing hundreds of tuxedo-wearing birds waddling in unison is one of nature's funniest spectacles. But here's another fun fact. Penguins aren't the only animals that waddle. Ducks, geese, and even some toddlers just learning to walk share that same side-to-side shuffle. In all these cases, it's usually due to having short legs, wide bodies, or a balance issue. So maybe we should cut penguins some slack. They're just nature's comedians with a scientifically sound excuse. Now, what about different penguin species? The emperor penguin, the largest of them all, has a particularly exaggerated waddle because of its size and weight. These giants can weigh over 80 pounds, so every step looks like a major effort. But smaller penguins, like the Adelie or chinstrap penguin, move with a quicker, almost playful shuffle. It's like comparing a slow, determined march to a speedy little jig. Each species has its own waddling personality, which makes watching them endlessly entertaining. And if you think waddling is funny on land, imagine how it contrasts with penguins in water. The same birds that look clumsy and cartoonish while walking suddenly transform into graceful, streamlined swimmers. Underwater, their flippers act like wings, propelling them with speed and agility. It's almost like they live a double life. Awkward landwalkers by day, Olympic swimmers by sea. That contrast might be one reason we find their waddle so charming. It reminds us that even the most graceful creatures have their silly side. So to wrap it all up, penguin waddling isn't just random awkwardness. It's a clever energy-saving adaptation shaped by millions of years of evolution. It helps them move across ice, conserve energy, and even keep pace with their fellow penguins. And sure, it also happens to be absolutely hilarious to watch. The next time you see a penguin wobble across the ice, remember, it's not clumsiness, it's survival. Penguins have turned awkwardness into an art form. And maybe, just maybe, there's a lesson here for us too. Sometimes what looks silly on the outside is actually smart, efficient, and exactly what's needed to thrive. So the next time someone calls you awkward, just tell them you're not clumsy, you're penguin efficient.